Now we are in module 3. Module 3 where that all are standard questions and standard problems, and we have only one derivation and rest all there is no theory in this module 3. The theory might be what are types of beams, types of loads, and types of supports they may ask, and they may ask what is the defined bending moment, shear force, and sign conventions, and they may ask some terms what is contraflexure, where you expect shear force 0, where you expect bending moment 0, and like that if they can ask, and some standard problems like cantilever subjected to moment, subjected to point load, subjected to UDL, subjected to UVL, four standard problems. And in coming to simply supported beam, subjected to moment, subjected to point load, subjected to UDL, subjected to UVL. Okay, four standard problems, and two more standard problems you can expect, that is point load eccentric and two point load with equal intervals, and in overhanging, that both side equal projection overhanging carrying UDL, one standard problem that you can expect, and rest all other are problems. Now we will come to that one and only that derivation, that is write down, derive an expression between load intensity, shear force and bending moment. Derive an expression between load intensity, shear force and bending moment. Let us consider one beam here. This is a beam, and let us consider simply supported only, and it has some load. It has some load. Which type of load I don't know, just general load, general loading. And this length is L, length is L, and if I draw a bending moment diagram for this, then I may get, I don't know, I may get like this. This is your BMD approx, approx. And if I draw shear force diagram for this, I may get, because I don't know some loads here, I may get shear force. This is SFD. Now I will consider two sections on the beam. One is this section and another is very near to that section, and the distance between these two sections are dx. Okay, now this section it is not able to see, therefore I will draw it here with a bigger dimension. See, this is what that section, the distance was dx, and here this section was subjected this much of bending moment and this much of bending moment either side. Let us consider this is a bending moment m, it is subjected, and in other direction the bending moment may be m plus dm, small increment in the bending moment, because it might be like this, a small increment is observed here. Then we have a shear force. See here, this is a shear force and this is another shear force. Therefore, that shear force may be here as one shear force, that we will call it as F, and small shear force in opposite direction, that will be F plus dF. Okay, and we have a load here. This much portion only small load is there. That much portion load I will call it as a UDL. And that load I will call it as a Q. Okay, these many forces are acting on this, right? Any doubts here? No doubts. Thank you. Next we'll go, and here if I establish equilibrium condition, that considering summation of Fy equal to 0 means vertical forces, this F is coming down, therefore minus F, and this F, this is going up, therefore plus F plus dF, these two are going up, and this is coming down, but it is UDL. That UDL we will convert it into point load, and which acts at the center. This will be Q dx. This will be Q dx. Therefore, that is a minus Q dx. Then over these forces were there, and that's equal to 0. Therefore, plus F minus F cancels, and this dF is equal to q dx and q equal to what? Df by dx, df by dx. Sometimes they will call it as a w also. Q means that is a load, w also, that is df by dx, right? Over. This is the relation between load intensity and shear force diagram, one derivation. And further, because equilibrium conditions, we have considered only one equilibrium condition here, another equilibrium condition is there. No? That equilibrium condition I will consider. Again I will draw the diagram. Okay, this is m and this is m plus dm, and this is f and this is f plus df, and this is q and this is q dx. Okay, I will consider moment at this point 0. This we will call it as a. Therefore summation of moment at a equal to 0, at this point. Okay, now summation of means all moments I have to consider. This f is passing through this point, therefore not causes any moment, and this m is a moment. That moment I will consider it as a positive moment clockwise, and this is also clockwise. That moment is plus m, that moment is 1 minute. Sorry, these two moments I have to consider in opposite direction because they are resisting to each other. This is one moment and this is one moment. Here actually this diagram also not here like this, but this was a summation of Fi equal to 0. Moment was not coming into picture, that's why it was not affected, but here it is affecting, that's why. And this is a clockwise moment and this is anti-clockwise moment. Anti-clockwise moment means minus m minus dm. Okay, moments were over. Then force, this f, that force is f plus df, and perpendicular distance is dx. This is your perpendicular distance dx, and this moment force is causing what? Anti-clockwise, therefore it is minus. And one more force is causing here, that is q dx. Q dx is acting here, then the perpendicular distance is dx by 2. Therefore q dx into dx by 2, and this is clockwise positive equal to 0. Okay, now what happens? Plus m minus m cancel, minus dm left alone here, and we will take this dx inside, minus f dx minus df dx plus q dx square by 2 equal to 0. Look at here, df is a small and dx is a small, and multiplication of these two will be very small, therefore neglected. Dx is a small and that's a square is again very small, divided by 2 is again small, therefore neglected. Then left will be dm minus f dx is equal to 0. Then you can call that minus dm is equal to f dx, and f is equal to dm by dx. You can call minus also, no problem, minus only indicates direction. This is your relation between shear force and bending moment, and this is your relation between shear force and load intensity. This is the only derivation in third module. Thank you.